to the old one. I would imagine, she's got a reality show now. She's sort of a public figure. I would imagine that she's going to be buying one of the fancier houses, the ones that show when the tires are losing their air pressure. What else?
I'm not into it, and I'm happy about it. I don't know what you're talking about. That's awesome. I feel good.
Good.
The 29th season of Survivor premiered last night. This season features disgraced pro athlete John Rocker.
Yeah. For more disgraced pro athletes
Wasn't
on
he
CBS.
in Blues Traveler?
No, that's John Popper.
Oh.
And he wasn't disgraced or disgraceful. He was just fat, really, really fat. And then he got his stomach stapled, and now he just looks friendly. I don't know. He couldn't stand. He would have to, John Popper from Blues Traveler, he wouldn't be able to stand up during performances. He had to sit on a stool because he was so fat that his knees were starting to give out. And he lost all this weight because he had his stomach stapled. And yeah. He got thin right as people stopped caring about the band. It was a horrible double-edged sword. Anyways, this season of Survivor features disgraced pro athlete John Rocker. For more disgraced pro athletes on CBS, you can always watch Thursday Night Football. Have you ever seen a single episode of Survivor?
No. I got a couple friends that are so into it, gotta be home, watch Survivor. I don't get it. I tried to watch Utopia this year, and I made it through It's Fox's version of Survivor, basically. They put a bunch of people in the middle of nowhere, and they have to, make their own community. And, they put a redneck in with, a bunch of racist people and, the hot girl that drinks too much. And, it's a big... but I don't get it.
What's the naked one? There's
two of them. There's Dating Naked, and there's Naked and Afraid.
There's not one, but two naked
shows
reality.
Right now,
That's that, yeah.
And they don't blur the behind anymore.
I gotta bail on this job and get a gig as a network executive. Can you imagine being the person that pitches? I just want to be a fly on the wall in those network television pitch meetings where it's okay, so it's like Survivor, but naked and they're dating. It's just kill yourself. Just freaking kill yourself. You're complicit in the retardation of society. I know people can choose to watch it or not, but you put it out there. It's like crack that makes you stupider. Just next time you suggest Naked Survivor or something that is vaguely akin to it, just suck on the business end of a shotgun, do us all a favor, put us all out of our misery. That's the NBC or CBS or ABC or network television pitch meeting I want to be a fly on the wall for. The one where the guy goes, excuse me, I've just figured something out. We're all awful, just awful, and we're complicit in the retardation of society as a whole. I'm going to now kill myself, and I suggest you all do the same thing.
Wait, before you kill yourself, let's make a TV show out of it. Put it on VH1 or CMT.
That's the best pitch I've ever heard. Suicidal network executives.
I'd watch it.
Yeah. Now, there's a show I'd watch. What else?
Jersey Shore star Mike the Situation Sorrentino talking about stupid people.
Yeah. Speaking of people complicit in the retardation of the genesis of human evolution, Mike the Situation Sorrentino. Go on.
Hasn't paid his taxes. He's been indicted on charges of tax evasion.
That greasy, monosyllabic, knuckle-dragging piece of human garbage that takes everything and gives back nothing, who deserves to die. Apparently, he tried to claim his abs as a dependent. Yeah. It turns out the IRS doesn't count steroids, herpes medications, and spray tans as business expenses, so he's in trouble. Apparently, he made close to $9 million last year and didn't. If that doesn't make you want to kill yourself, or that doesn't want to make you assist in the suicide of television executives, I don't know. Let's just all process that for a second. The Situation from the Jersey Shore, years after the show was done, made $9 million last year. And he's in trouble with the IRS. Now he's Mike the Predicament Sorrentino. What else?
You mean I gotta pay money to the government. Dancing with the Stars is under fire because it allowed Alfonso Ribeiro to compete despite the fact that he's a trained dancer.
Yeah, Carlton from The Fresh Prince. What a lot of people don't remember is that if you go on YouTube, you can find video of him not only being a child dancer with Michael Jackson, like he was in Michael Jackson videos, and he could do the moonwalk and all this stuff back in the 80s, but like if you go on YouTube, you can find Alfonso Ribeiro's breakdancing tutorial VHS video. Like you could send away for it in the mail back in the days of snail mail, and like I think I watched it a little while ago because someone was like, did you know the guy from The Fresh Prince was like a real dancer? He got famous for the Carlton dance, but he's a real dancer. He used to like be in Michael Jackson videos as a backup dancer, and he had a breakdancing instructional video in the 80s. Like, maybe you can look that up, Funkhouser. I'm sure it's on YouTube. Maybe it got yanked down, but there's this one point where he's like, hey, send away for this. Send me your freaking money, but tell your parents it's a safe way to learn how to breakdance or something like that. So, yeah, he's not only a trained dancer, he's been a dance instructor for like the past 30 years. So Dancing with the Stars is under fire because they're allowing a trained dancer to compete. The show should also be under fire because it calls itself Dancing with the Stars, and one of the contestants is Alfonso Ribeiro. Not a star. Go on.
Kim Kardashian says she and Kanye will not physically discipline their daughter.
Oh, you know. Why bother? You don't have to. Just by being her parents, they are in fact punishing her for the rest of her life.
Go ahead, favorite the show and enjoy AD on the go. iHeartRadio presents AD.
So yeah, Alfonso Ribeiro, Carlton from The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. He's on Dancing with the Stars. Dancing with the Stars is under fire because they're allowing him to compete despite the fact that he is a trained dancer and has been for some time. And as evidence of this fact, to Google we went and we found the commercial when he was it a video or a book, Funkhouser? What was he hawking back in the day?
I think it was a video, a VHS video.
A VHS cassette. And what is... Do we know when this came out? I'm assuming the 80s?
June 1985.
Let's hear Alfonso Ribeiro hawk his dancing instructional stuff.
Presents Alfonso Ribeiro.
Hi. You know, I wasn't born a dancer. I learned to do it with a lot of help. And with my help, you can learn too. Moves like the moonwalk. Or the King Tut. It's all right here in a breaking and popping book. Almost 100 pages.
No, it's a book.
That simply and clearly take you through the moves. In a few minutes, you could be doing backspins that will flip out your friends, or eye-popping moves like the centipede. My step-by-step guide starts with the basics, but takes you all the way to tough moves like the windmill. It's all right here in my easy-to-follow book. And tell Mom and Dad it's the safe way to break and pop, not the things you shouldn't try. With my book comes a fold-out breaking board, carried around to give you a huge 65 by 70 safe dancing area anywhere. Can you rap? Well, there's even a full rap sheet included. Plus, this instruction poster to hang on the wall with even more breaking and popping moves. Yep, you get my book. Fold-up breaking board, rap sheet, and instruction poster. Plus, you get the right kind of music. Rap attack. Hey, you with the right steady groove. If you like Volume 1, Volume 2 is radical.
You know, everybody always thinks that, fiscally speaking, the big winner from The Fresh Prince was Will Smith. Obviously, he went on to great things in the movie world, but we don't know. Alfonso Ribeiro could be sitting on untold billions from his safe way to break and pop instructional book complete with rap sheet and wall poster and a cardboard thing on which to breakdance. He could be sitting on untold gazillions from that back in the day. I wonder if there's any way to find out how much Alfonso Ribeiro made off of his breakdancing instructional book in 1985.
That thing was $20 back then.
Wow.
It was like,
send a self-addressed stamped envelope to blah, 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 Alfonso Ribeiro, breaking and popping, P.O. Box, blah, blah, blah.
1999.
Wow. That's, $20. I mean, that's 1980s money as well. So that's got to be what? I don't know. Given the fact that our money is on fire and nobody has any faith in the currency, and a currency's value is dictated by the amount of confidence consumers have in it. I would say that like $20 in 1985 during the Reagan-esque oil years. Well, I would imagine that that's got to be worth like $60 now. Like that seems fair. Right? I would say everything's jumped up by about 2/3 since 1985. He could be sitting on so much loot. And $20 well spent if it comes with a rap sheet that helps you how to rap. And it came with music, the right kind of music to break and pop to. Man, I wonder how hard it would be to become the proud owner of that. There's got to be copies on eBay or something like that.
I'm totally looking for it right now, too.
Yeah.
You can get it on Kindle. You can get it on Kindle.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I think I want the book. I think I want the original. I want it to come with the wall poster and the rap sheet and I'm sure the cassette. And me being a guy in radio, my car still has a cassette player in it, so I'll be able to listen to it as I drive in to make radio magic. All right, let's pick up where we left off. What else is going on in the world of news?
But I'm Googling. I'm looking for Google.
Yeah. That's why we need a third producer or a third person on this show. Really, we need to all play to our strengths. I should be allowed to flap my gums in a haphazard way. Funkhouser should be able to flap his gums back in a haphazard way as well and pull me in when I go too far over the edge. And we should have another person whose job it is just to pull up Alfonso Ribeiro information and figure out where we can buy his 1985 breaking and popping instruction manual. The show's making no money now, so how long do you think before we can hire that third Alfonso Ribeiro Sherpa?
Well, there's Craigslist and there's interns.
Yeah. Although I think with new laws, we're not allowed to actually... We can have interns, we just can't have them do anything. It's this really weird, restrictive new set of laws came in. I remember there used to be all these interns around this building, and now it's sort of like, you want an intern? It's like, what's the point? You can literally get them to do
You want
nothing.
somebody to stare at you for all day long? For about 3 months?
Yeah. Yeah, and in the radio world, it's only a matter of time. Like, a buddy of mine down the hall had all these interns, and he's like a night jock. I'm like, why do you have interns? And he's like, well, passing on knowledge and information. And you know what? I find it makes my thought processes when I'm working clearer when I explain them to young minds. I was like, that's kind of cool. That's I take my hat off to that. That's good. I like that. Good job. And then I popped my head into his show a little while ago. I was like, hey, where's all the interns? You used to have like 3 of them at any one time. And he was like, it just kind of got to the point where I knew all they were doing was sitting there looking at me being like, I could do this better. So, yeah, no interns. I wonder if we can get him to, Funkhouser, see if you can get us an intern. That sounds like a fun and interesting thing to do with this show. What else is going on in the news?
Teen Mom star Janelle Evans is under fire for smoking cigarettes while breastfeeding.
Wait a second. Could you possibly be telling me that... could it really be the case that something less than sound judgment from a girl who treated her uterus as a means to claw her way onto the D-list? Well, I never. What else?
Apple has already sold 10 million new iPhones.
Yeah. Explains Apple's new slogan. You're gonna buy our stuff anyhow, sheeple. Suck it. Everybody loves Apple. If Apple unveiled a product called the Ibola, folks would line up for it for days.
I got that app.
There's an app for that. Some people bought the iPhone 6. Other people bought the iPhone 6 Plus. But they all have one thing in common. They're suckers. Suckers, I tell you, suckers. It's crazy, though, the amount of loyalty that Apple has inspired in people that use their products. I made a joke about my Android phone being able to do everything an Apple phone can, except making people sit for days on a urine-soaked pavement for the privilege to pay $400 to prove